Hi, welcome to another video of the Target Individual Experience, the Target Individual Program. Today is Thursday, February 8th, 2018. The continuing PSYOPs, psychological operation, psychological harassment, psychological torture program, the Coercive Persuasion Program that is being waged against me and others. We call ourselves targeted individuals. This video, I'm going to continue to show how they use subliminal messaging, silent subliminal messaging, visual subliminal messaging to convey degrading themes, right? The use of the police, the use of triggers, all right, hand signals. You'll see in this video they'll use objects such as bags, vehicles, which I've continue to show.
Just in case you say it costs $2 or $3.
All right, let me just lower the volume. That's my kids. I was taking them to school this morning, and my son wanted money to get a surprise for his mom for Valentine's Day. So anyway, let me speed up so I can get to the relevant part that I want to show and explain. Okay, just dropping my kids or my son off actually. So you'll see as I approach this guy sitting in the truck. See, he looks back at me. Okay, again, they do this to get your attention. So I'm driving now. He's in this car SUV right here. You could have got it at any time, but the minute I got close and I stopped, he gets out, looks up back at me, close it. Now let me just pause here for a second. I talk about them using the color red. Okay, it will be people wearing red jackets, red sweaters, even red vehicle. Now if you watch all my videos, and I hope some of you do, I talk about how they use the American flag, right? They use what is called a patriotic theme, right? Just as with any dictator or any let's say a group like the KKK, when you see their flag is the KKK, and it's meant to invoke fear within certain groups of people. The swastika, which Nazi Germany used as a symbol on their flag, right, was meant to strike fear in the heart of the Jewish people. Here, when you're a targeted individual, the American flag, and it depends on what country you're in, because if that country have the same sort of program, they will use that country flag as a theme, right, to basically do the same thing that I just described, okay, to make you fearful when you see that flag used as a symbol, and you think of it as a symbol of terror towards you, okay? And you'll see that theme again, and I'm going to show it to you, okay? So he walks back and he stands, and this is a masking technique that they use. So the barbershop here, I had taken my son to get his haircut in there one time, and they were talking to me, and I never went back again. So I know they're part of this, right? And this is how they try to mask the targeting so that I won't think anything of it, right? But I've been studying this for too long to not know when I'm being targeted and when they're trying to mask the targeting to fly underneath my defense mechanism so that I won't recognize it, right? It will not to say won't recognize it, but at the moment that it's happening, I'm gonna recognize it. But then they will do something, and I'll be like, "Wait, he wasn't just talking to me, right?" That's what I'm talking about. So you basically dismiss it. So when I go back and put this video up, I would mention this, okay? But again, he got out of his vehicle and he looked directly at me, okay? Let me go back here so you can see. As I approach, he gets out of the vehicle. Now he looks at me, okay? He comes back behind the van. So I'm looking at him, and again, fixation drill, the flag. Now he's wearing a black jacket, so it's color theme here. It's a color theme, right? Okay, let's go. Now I have to make a left here because now I'm taking my daughter to school. Okay. So this driver could have just went, right? You saw all the other cars went by. They didn't stop to let me turn. No. They waited. Remember, this is pre-planned, this is coordinated. So, the police is working in conjunction with the civilian perpetrators, right? Because the police is the one that they work for the police. The police is giving them information about the TIs, negative information, and the police is controlling this cult, right? So every other car went by except for this car, this Honda, and he stops to let me go, but only because there's a police vehicle approaching. Remember, this is all pre-planned. Just skipping parts and getting to the relevant part. So now, as I turn on to this block coming up, this is where I go into the street that I take to go into the parking lot of my daughter's school. I make the right, and again, the car that I pull up behind, the license plate, there's the number 32. Okay, let's see, you can go back. Excuse me, so you can see. Pause it, number 32. You might have to watch it full screen. Okay, in the parking lot, and I guess since I put them on blast, there's no car in the parking lot with that number 32 in it. Okay, no car that's parked, and no cars that driving out or driving in. Okay, so excuse me, leaving my daughter's school after dropping her off, and I'm going to pick up the kid's mom. Now, See, I missed that. Okay, I missed that. So as I approach, this guy holds up a white paper, and I'm gonna show you the relevance of this. Okay, and here's that. I went back too far. Is the red theme being used? Okay, so the red theme is being used. This guy as I approach, he holds up a white piece of paper. This guy with the red theme. As I'm turning, he touches his nose. Okay. That's all right. So let's go back. Okay. So this is where, in all my previous video, you see where I pick up the kid's mom. I'm waiting. Let me skip some of this. Just want to get to the relevant part. Alright, so here we go. So now when I'm waiting there, all of a sudden now a police car shows up, right? Now as the police car showed up, this guy takes out a red handkerchief and he start digging his nose with it. Right? Now he's folding it, he's digging his nose, and then he's gonna hold it out as he gets closer. See that? He holds it out. See? Then he folds it. Okay, all while looking up at the windows in the building. Okay? Cops come out. Again, in case you missed it, let's go back. Let's go back. There he is all the way there. Sees the police cars coming. Takes out his white. And it's not even a handkerchief. It's big. Okay. Starts digging his nose. Okay. Now watch it. He holds it out. Look at that. All while looking up at the building windows. Let's watch it again. He's looking up at the building windows. Okay. Now cops exit out of their vehicle. Everything is pre-planned, precise timing. Like I said, if you read the MK Ultra documents, they talk about using precise timing to following a target, especially when they're driving, being able to intersect with that driver. I mean, you see a lot of movies where they do stuff like this, right? Where, you know, especially movies about the CIA and stuff like that, how they track people and how they intercept them, you know, just by communicating, sending instructions exactly where, tracking where that person is, and you know, and they intersect with that individual in that vehicle at the exact moment in time. Okay, so now U-turn. Vehicle make a U-turn. You'll see this again. Okay, this is all repetitive conditioning. Okay, all right, that's now here the guy again shows up with the white handkerchiefs, right? There he goes again, showed up. Again, showing the bag, right? He's looking at the police car, and he's looking at his phone. That's okay. So I was waiting for a very long time for the kid's mom to come downstairs, for Pam to come downstairs. That's her name. So I'm gonna call her by her name from now on, for Pamela to come downstairs and to meet me on Flatbush Avenue. And you know, the funny thing is that usually when I'm there, you know, she's there within like, you know, 5 minutes. I was waiting there for about 15 minutes before she came. Okay, all while this was happening. Okay, and they've been using her to target me, right, the past couple of days. I talked about what happened Sunday, you know, and which is really odd, you know. Again, and they influence people to say things to you, to call you at particular moments, you know, because I don't know, they especially with my brother, they do this with me and my brother a lot when we're being heavily targeted. It's like, because we're twins, and I guess, you know, they have us under surveillance, that sometimes, you know, they don't know who is who, so they'll have my brother call me or what have you. For example, you know, one of the things that they try to do is, you know, psychologically castrate you, right? When I say psychologically castrate you, is, you know, we all know that they had government programs in which they sterilize certain people, right? And in some cases, you know, they castrate certain people, you know, and this new program, they are trying to psychologically castrate you as a TI, meaning that you will not be able to trust the opposite sex or the same sex if you're into that. You know, they don't want you to have sex, only when they want to use it as a reward type thing. So for instance, if they want you to be quiet, so let's say I don't do a video for a couple of days, right? All of a sudden, you know, Pam, she gets in the mood. I start doing videos, she's not in the mood. She's, you know, talking to me very, just being mean, you know, and trying to use the excuse of, oh, I'm tired and this and that. But, you know, there's no excuses for being disrespectful and mean to somebody, whether you're tired or not, okay? Because I would never be that way or speak to another person that way, you know, and then try to make up some excuses for it, because that's not me, okay? So anyway, so see this truck right here? What's the number? 800-825-3266. So that number, again, is a trigger that's being repeated over and over again, right? So whether it be in the license plate, the number on the school bus, it included in a phone number on a truck, or you know, any other vehicle, is being repeated. So at this point, now she's going to come and get in the car. And let me put the volume up. Okay. And I was just asking her, I said, you know, hey, what, you know, it took you so long, you know? So here again, here she says, "Oh, my bag. I changed bags." Okay? So why she's telling me that? Okay? Why she's telling me that? Again, with the guy standing that had the white handkerchief or whatever that was, you know, him with the bag, the previous video with the guy coming out of his vehicle, you know, walking behind the car to show me his bag and then walk back the opposite direction. So that theme is played out over and over. Now, the hand signal. Guy on the bike. Okay? Now, I'm being very quiet. And the reason why, because I want to see if she picks up on me being very quiet. Because normally, you know, we're talking. And there's a reason why I'm being very quiet. Again, this is how I test people out to see whether, if they say that they care about me and they're concerned about me, if they'll act caring and concerning to me. Okay? Let's get to this part. All right. So you'll see as I approach this light, traffic light, there is a woman standing there with a bag in her hand. As I approach, she's going to hold up the bag. See that? She holds up the bag. Now, we pulled up behind this Walgreens truck, and I looked over at Pam, and she did this. Okay? That's what she did. Alright? It's another type of subliminal message. Now, I'm still being quiet, right? Up to now, she has not said, "Hey, Nigel, why are you so quiet? Is everything okay?" No. Me, if I'm concerned about somebody, if I care about a person, if I tell them, if the person tells me that, hey, you know, I'm being targeted psychologically and stuff like that, and I see a change in the behavior in which they're one of, you know, being reserved, okay, then, you know, I'm going to be concerned. I'm going to be like, "Hey, are you okay? You know, is everything okay?" Because when she comes home from work, right, and she's in her, you know, that sort of way where she looks a certain way, I ask her, I said, "Hey, are you okay? How did your day go?" You know, or I can sometimes I say, "Oh, I can tell you, you know, you had a rough day because of the way you look." But again, no concern here on her part. Again, that's how I test things out. I test people out. Okay? Okay. Okay, I'm gonna have to mute this. Okay, let me just get part. No, she had asked me to turn the radio on because I had it on, because, you know, I wanted to to play the conversation we was having. But you see, they're smart, and she asked to have the radio turned on as she's having a conversation with me. No, she's having a conversation. Now, see this again here. Now, here's the homeless theme that they run, right? So, of all the videos you've seen, I'm always going around this circle. This is Prospect Park Circle, right? Because she works at Methodist Hospital on 6th Street in Park Slope. You have never seen any homeless person over here, okay? But again, whenever I'm being heavily targeted, they will use a number of themes, okay? A number of degrading themes, right? So you'll see the homeless guy coming around right here. Okay, let's see. There's the point where I turn off the radio, so let's see if this is it. Okay, right. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention. So, when she got into the car, okay, after I pulled off, when I stopped to pick her up, after I pulled off, and I think when I drove past that woman at the corner who held out the bag in front of me, so all of a sudden, Pam, okay, takes out her comb and started combing her hair, her wig, right? Because she wears a wig, she has natural hair underneath the wig, but she started combing her wig. Now, the funny thing is that from that point to where I dropped her off at her job, she kept on combing only one side of the wig, okay? So she had a green comb in her hand, okay, in her right hand, and she was combing the left side of the wig throughout the entire time, okay, all while doing hand signals, okay, and it was very obvious to me because I recognized it, okay. And again, they used off the colors, and it was a pretty bright comb, okay. So again, with the brush incident, when I got upstairs into the apartment, it's that the same type of theme that they're using, this color theme, okay. And then we get to this point, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, she's like, about her hair and all this stuff, and remember, I've been quiet, I haven't said anything, and not once has she said, "Hey, are you okay? Are you feeling okay?" Okay, not once. And when this happens, I feel like, what? She knows what's being done. She knows what's happening, and she's willfully participating in this. Okay? I mean, I can be wrong, but that's how I feel and I think when those moments happen. Because I know they can, turn somebody off from you with the technology that they use. They can put thoughts into their head to say things and bring up things. And remember, when this is happening, I am under RMN, remote neural monitoring. Okay, so we're being microwave, right? Now, you remember the guy who went behind the red van with the sticker of the American flag? You're gonna see this repeated here. So this guy walking up, he has a black hat on with the American flag on the front of it. And again, the thing that they love to do, okay, he's going to be looking into the window of this vehicle as you walk by. Watch him staring into the window of that vehicle. Now, you see, I did not say anything, right? Now, I think, a person would be like, hey, why you not responding to me? Why you not talking to me? Nope. Not from her. Okay, so I'm dropping her off. And there's always themes at play here. Sometimes I don't recognize them, and sometimes I do. Now, as I come to this intersection, this young woman here, she starts to yawn. Okay? So I yawn back. Now, here's the red theme at play. He looks at her as she walks by. Okay, let me I may skip some relevant part in here just to keep the video short. Okay, I want to get to this point. So again, pull alongside Nissan Rogue with the number 32 in the license plate. I want to remember that. Okay, let me this Nissan Rogue right here. It's out of view right now. Now, shoot. Okay, let me lower that because the radio's on. Okay, so now, how things are planned. Okay. Now, this is the Nissan Rogue in front here. And of course, I'm going to pull up behind it. Now, see the black SUV makes the U-turn. As soon as he makes the U-turn, here comes a police car. except it's not a regular police car. It's a NYPD traffic car. But it still has the same effect, right? And so, again, using other ways, and let me pause this right here. Okay, because when they do this, see the news car? It was a Spanish news station car that was there. Okay, now early on in my targeting, when I take the train to work, I used to get out of the train station, and I remember one time there was some news people in the train station, and as I went up the stairs, they were coming down, and they had this bright light with their camera shining it in my face. And then after that, I constantly saw news vehicles. Okay, so they use news vehicles as part of your targeting too. Okay. All right, let me okay, there's that license plate of the 32 again. Okay, let me so pull onto the block for parking. And lady in the red, you know, she approaches, she fixes her bag. This woman comes across the street. She's going to be doing a hand signal, okay, which is her thumb sticking out, as you can see right here. Her thumb walking across the street, her hands closed, but her thumb is sticking out. Okay. I'm just trying to fast forward. There were a couple of vehicles that drove by with the number 32 in the license plate too. So I'm going to try to get to those parts because I call out the license plate number. But there's other things going on here that I want you guys to see. Okay, sorry, remember the lady that was walking? She walked across the car with her thumb sticking out. About 3 minutes or 4 minutes later, she comes walking back, and she's gonna a little about now. Okay, there she goes. Now she has her middle finger sticking out. Okay, let's go back again. Okay, they're right there. Middle finger sticking out as she's walking past. Okay, now she's gonna walk back again. All right, and this is a theme that they do right now, where walking back and forth as I'm waiting in the parking space. Okay, now when she walks by, let's go back. Again, walk by, middle finger sticking out. You're gonna be a guy walking on the other side of the sidewalk, and as he approaches behind this vehicle, he's gonna pinch his nose. See that? Takes his hands, pinch his nose. Okay, so I missed one. Okay, there was a white Acura that passed by with the number, that particular number, the license plate. Here it goes. And then there was another vehicle. All right, let me get to the next video. So, as I was getting ready to leave and go upstairs, I looked in the rearview mirror, and there was a guy a couple cars back, and he had luggage just standing on the sidewalk. He was talking to another guy, but you know, both of them are part of my target, and you know, it's a street theater, and the theme of leaving, moving. So you know, you'll constantly see people, if you're a TI, you know, with luggage, you know, when they will be standing on the sidewalk, and as you approach, they'll grab their luggage, and they'll walk towards you. Okay, so this same theme is going to be repeated but differently. Okay, so as I was there, I'm looking, he's there, and I've been sitting in the car for a while. He came down and he stood there for like 10 minutes. Okay, now as I was going to take the phone off the phone mount to record it, he leaves. Okay, and then my phone stopped working. My phone stopped working. All of a sudden, the recording stopped. Okay, so I'm like, okay, here we go again. So they now, even yesterday, turning off the recordings that I was doing because they didn't want me to record certain things. Okay, so I exit out the car, and I had to go to the bank because I was telling Pam earlier that I need to go to the bank because I'm gonna do laundry, right? So of course they know that now. Everything I say, you know, is and I wasn't on the phone. We were talking, you know, face to face, and because I'm being monitored wherever I go, they're listening to my conversation, whether it be on the phone or in person, they're listening. So, and it's because of the microchip, right? The remote neural monitoring. So as I got out the car, I saw him across the street, you know, just standing there. And as I started to walk in the direction that I need to go to the bank, he walks back over to where he put his luggage. Okay? Now, why would you leave your luggage right here and then walk across the street? Okay, I'll tell you why. Because he would have been standing there with his luggage, and I would have caught that on tape, but they probably figure, well, if I'm walking to the bank, I'm not going to record it. But I saw him. Now, he didn't see me when I had my phone because I was walking past some cars. So you couldn't see that I had the phone in front of me, but I had my phone lower down, recording. All right? Go.
So
I'm walking to the bank.
the side of the street. Again, that's that theme that the where you live, okay, in an unstable manner, right? This is the purpose.
As I was saying, what they try to do to TIs is to make you look unstable, right? If they haven't, you know, severely damaged you psychologically, okay, they will try to make you leave, to get you to leave. So they will do a lot of themes in which, You know, they'll use the police to harass you. They'll use just your neighbor, you know, with the microwave and stuff like that. You know, they will torture you, physically torture you, giving you burns and stuff like that, poisoning your food. And a lot of TIs end up moving, right? They do end up moving. And what that does is that it makes them look unstable, because everywhere they go, they're going to be targeted. So they move from one place to the next, to the next, to the next. Okay?
Right? To do things psychologically to you so that you react in a way to say, well, this person's acting unstable, acting loud, and
there's a Maxima there with the number 32 in the license plate. Here's a perp. And watch what he does. Alright, so as I got closer to him, he does this. Then he's gonna grab his jacket as he passed by. You see that? So he takes his thumb, grabs his jacket where I can see his thumb. Okay, so now I'm on my way back from the bank. Police van parked up. Now she stops in front of me. Okay? Don't move to the side. You know, she just stops right in front of me. Now, using old people to target me. And you'll see they didn't expect me to be recording, because she was hesitant for a split second, and then she started walking because she was standing there. And you can see her hesitation. See that?
See, another vehicle.
Another vehicle again with the number 32 right here. And there go that other vehicle parked up on the block.
Here's the Maxima HVN 3217.
Now there's also two other SUVs that constantly park on this block here, Martin Street. Both have the number 32 in the license plate. Okay? So again, that number repeating itself too many times for this to be coincidence. It's particularly in my present.
Deer Park.
And I'm just getting into the building. Alright, so I'm gonna end the video here. You know, I think it's long enough, and you know, just again trying to document what's happening. And also, before I forget, so see this cardboard box here? Okay, this is another theme. They use barcodes. See this? So when they're heavily targeting me, as they're doing right now, they will place barcodes or boxes with barcodes facing up wherever I'm walking. Okay, then I come into the apartment and Pam leaves this stuff all over the place this morning. Okay, whether it be on the floor, right as I walked into the foyer, there's a table there. There's a label on it with a barcode. I go in the kitchen, on the table, there's a label on it with a barcode. Living room, there's something on it with a barcode on it. Again, so that's how they use her to target me, you know, with these subliminal messages that they're trying to send. And, you know, like I said, I know I'm microchip for remote neural monitoring. So when they do stuff like this, you know, that's basically them telling me, you know, yeah, you're microchip, and we're, you know, reading your thoughts. And again, this is non-consensual human experimentation. Okay, and you see, as I held this up and I said the barcode, you hear a police siren. Okay, this is what they do, and this is why they give me confirmation that, you know, yeah, I am microchip. just from the stuff I experienced, you know, the remote node monitoring, you know, this is, you know, utterly atrocious what they're doing. Okay, and the physical and psychological effect that it has, that it does to people, TIs, it's, you know, it's irreprehensible, you know, it's damaging, and now, you know, I'm gonna get the headaches, okay, because I can feel it. So, just want to give an example, you know, that's what I'm doing, documenting this, documenting the stuff that's happening to me, what they're doing to me.